Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey, everyone. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is my beautiful puppy, Nala. She wanted to say hello and join the live stream for a quick second before she goes back to sleep. And we are having a fantastic Wednesday morning here in Arizona today, and just excited about life, man. It is, April 16th? So we're right after tax season. And folks, this is really an amazing time to be alive. I know that a lot of people are wondering right now, is it possible? Hey, Ruger, come here, buddy. Oh, come on. You don't. Ruger's like, what's going on here? I don't want to get left out of the show. Yeah, come here. You can fall asleep here in my lap too. It's funny, guys. I've actually got some help today, but this is where the doggies want to be. They're used to being up here in my lap during the live stream. So anyways, a lot of people right now are wondering, hey, is it still possible to make millions of dollars in crypto? And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are starting to believe that no, that the good old days of being able to, you know, buy into some good projects early and ride them up to 25, 50, 100 X's and more, that those days are kind of long gone. And I want to share with you guys some information today about my thoughts on that and where I see the cryptocurrency market possibly heading over the next handful of months, and, you know, give you guys my personal opinion on that question. So, you know, no financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, guys. I am just a guy that got started in crypto way back in 2016, 2017, and, you know, was lucky enough, fortunate enough. I shouldn't use the word lucky, but I was fortunate enough to put in the hard work, the dedication, get the education, and create some financial freedom in my life when we had the crypto bull market of 2020 going into 2021. I started the YouTube channel right during the middle of that bull market. In probably around April of 2021 was when I produced my first Infinite Crypto YouTube video. So we're right at about a 4-year anniversary for the channel. And now we're looking to replicate the success that we had back in 20 and 21. And once again, part of the reason that I asked this question today, is it possible, you know, to make millions of dollars in crypto, is because I'm right in the middle of trying to make it happen all again. You know, like so many people, I jumped in there and I made a lot of money in 2021, and I spent a lot of it. So I didn't round trip it, as some people will say. You know, some people will say they round tripped it, like they rode it all the way up and then they rode it all the way down. That's not exactly my story. I mean, I lived off of crypto for, you know, several years. So I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of my portfolio on life, on bills, on vacations. I mean, I had some amazing vacations, some amazing family time, some, you know, amazing, incredible, you know, gourmet meals at you know, amazing restaurants. And anyway, so I didn't like just ride it up. It was never just a number on a computer screen that I never actually enjoyed any of the fruits of my labor. I just rode it way, way, way too far down, you know, and wish that I would have sold off some of it towards the peak in 2021 and invested some of that money into some other places. But anyways, I digress. You guys don't care about my story. Real quick here, you can see in the bottom of the screen, we've got Ernest Lee with DECRYPTED TAX. It is April 16th, but there's probably some of you watching the show today that maybe haven't filed your taxes yet. You know, maybe it's a little bit of a daunting task. I know that one of the biggest worries that people come to me with when I'm doing my personal coaching is, hey, how are cryptocurrency gains or losses going to affect my tax returns? How do I do this? Like, I don't even know where to start. I've got 25 different cryptos, and I've got a MetaMask wallet and a Trust wallet and a Coinbase account. And, you know, I've got a MEXC Global and blah, blah, blah. And the average person has no idea what they owe, or even if they owe anything, and that's kind of one of the tragedies. So many people never report or put anything into their crypto taxes because they're not sure how to do it. And a lot of them are afraid that they're going to owe money, when the reality is, unless you've made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto, you might be surprised at how little you owe, or if you don't owe anything. In some cases, even, I am not a tax advisor. That's Ernest Lee here. So this is not financial advice, but in some cases, having a little bit of gains can actually maybe even put you in a situation where, you could potentially even get a bigger tax return. And I know that might seem silly, but I've been, talking to accountants at different times, and they're like, man, if you had made a little bit more money last year, you would be able to qualify for this tax break and that tax break. This is kind of a rude example, but it's kind of like how, when you go get car insurance and they start offering you discounts for, multiple cars. And if you have homeowners and stuff, and, just recently I was getting a new quote, and I was getting a quote for one car. And then when I asked him about adding a second car that I was contemplating getting, the car insurance actually went down when I added the second car. And I'm like, how can that be? I mean, I understand they give you discounts, but how can it literally cost me less money to have two cars on my policy than it was gonna to have one car? And it did. And then literally the homeowner's insurance that I was looking at, like, instead of it being, $25 a month, because I was adding it on to this 2-car policy, it was going to be like $7. So I literally was able to get car insurance on 2 cars and the homeowner's insurance for the same amount of money as the original quote was going to be for 1 car. Now, it's obviously different with taxes, but my point is, folks, is don't go around in the dark assuming the worst. And Ernest Lee has a portal there on DECRYPTED.tax where you can go book his calendar for a 1-hour free consultation, totally free. Of course, his expectation is that he can wow you with his knowledge and that he can show you how much money that he can save you. Let me ask you guys a question. If he can get you an extra $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 tax return, would that be worth the $600 that he charges? And that's really what it comes down to. You guys have to decide. I think the peace of mind that he provides cryptocurrency investors is worth the $600, whether he saves you any money on your taxes or not. But if you're just looking at it from a straight 100% ROI, if he can save you or get back for you on your income tax return multiple thousands of dollars that you didn't know how to get, and it costs you $600 for his services, is it worth it? And I would say yes. Personally, I would say that's a pretty good investment. That'd be like if right now I told you guys, hey, you guys hand me a $10 bill and I will hand you and I will send you $50. And you knew that I was good for it. You knew I was going to follow through. How many of you would hand me a $10 bill and let me send you back 50? And how many times would you let me do that? And the answer is all of you would do it, and all of you would do it for as long as I would let you. So having an incredible accountant that's on your team that you can actually build a relationship with and move forward through this cryptocurrency journey for the next 5, 10, 15 years, I think it's probably going to make or save most of us that get involved and have Ernest doing our taxes tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars as our crypto portfolio goes. So, full transparency, he is a sponsor of the channel, but that's not the only reason. I was talking about him a long time ago, well before he ever decided to participate and sponsor the channel. So anyways, guys, that's my little talk on taxes. But I thought with it being the day after, the tax deadline here on April 16th, it might be a good time to talk a little bit about some income taxes. Let's go into the chat, man. It looks like we got a lot of people here in the chat today. Good morning, Jag. John McPolly. Good morning, man. I hope you are doing fantastic. We've got Nay and Adana in the house. As usual, both of you started watching the channel, it feels like several months ago now, and I can't remember the last live stream that you guys weren't a part of. And I thank you very much, man. I appreciate all of you that are here every day. Dave P., same thing, man. Good morning, Dave P. Hope you are having an incredible week, man. A blessed Wednesday, and appreciate you so much for being here. I'm excited to share Redstone with everybody. Dave P. Messaged me in Discord a few days back and asked me to take a look at a token, and we're going to go over that token here shortly. We got Mr. Eric Bernstein, man, another incredible friend and person that I've met through this channel that I love, man. He's got an incredible family, just an incredible heart. He's a realtor, incredible fitness trainer, and man, we got some high quality people that participate on this channel, and I thank you all for being here. Mr. Chuck's brother, how you doing, man? I hope you are having a fantastic day. Thank you for being here. Same thing, Deadwood, man. Deadwood is another community member that has just been invaluable. This gentleman here is so incredibly educated and versed in crypto. I don't think that there's anybody that works harder on studying and researching projects and building their crypto portfolio than this man right here. So I'm very blessed and appreciative, Deadwood, that out of all of the YouTube channels that you could be on this morning, that you chose this one. Same thing, with Pablo Noodles, man. I don't want to take all day going down through the chat, but the fact of the matter is without you guys, the show doesn't exist. If without you guys, I'm just sitting here talking to myself. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Pablo's, good afternoon, Tim G. Hey, yeah, thank you, Tim, for helping remind everybody to hit that like button. Man, it really is a valuable thing for the channel. Free for you guys to do it, but it makes such a huge difference in the YouTube algorithm if you smash that like button. It's very, very appreciated. And then, man, the most important subscriber of all, my beautiful wife, Deanna Varnell. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for being here. Guys, I'm so excited about what we are putting together for you. I can't go into much detail because I know she's watching. And she literally, after I talked to you guys on Monday, she said, hey, Varnell, quit telling everybody about our token project. Let's get it a little bit further developed before we let the cat all the way out of the bag. And she jokingly said, and I'm going to have you sign a non-disclosure agreement, Brad, if you keep bragging about, or not bragging about it, but keep yakking about it on the YouTube channel. But she has been invaluable. One of the things I love the most about her, and some of you guys that are married, maybe you can relate to this, but I'll be brainstorming and I'll be kind of throwing out ideas out there, and I'll be like, man, I really wish that I knew how to do this, or, I want to come up with an idea around this topic, or man, like a more concrete example. I didn't follow through on this, but back in the day when I wanted to be a professional poker player, one of the things that I started thinking about doing was setting up a Twitch account and live streaming my poker play on Twitch to build an audience and to, hopefully monetize some of my poker playing. And I just said that kind of randomly one day, basically just kind of said, you know what, I really would love to set up a Twitch stream. And I am not the most savvy guy when it comes to computers and that kind of stuff. So it was kind of a pipe dream. Like, I probably would have never done it, but literally within the next couple of days, my wife comes to me and says, hey, I want to show you something. And she had literally got on Twitch, figured out how to set up the stream, put everything in place. And there I was, a Twitch live streamer, all because I had mentioned that I would like to live stream on Twitch. And that's how she is. She listens to what I say, and then so often she just goes to work. And the next thing I know, something is done. Well, it was a lot like that with this cryptocurrency project. I had a couple of ideas, but man, she went to town. And the next thing I know, about 24 to 48 hours after really getting serious about putting this cryptocurrency project together, she comes to me with this amazing idea, just incredible idea. and I can't wait till we actually get to share it with you. But when it comes down to it, this cryptocurrency project, one of the reasons that it is going to be, hopefully, in my opinion, an incredibly successful project, and it's going to make all of us a ton of money, is because of my wife, not because of me. I mean, she is just absolutely amazing. And if you're still watching today, babe, I love you very much, and I thank you for all that you do. But man, yeah, she is a 50-50 partner on this project. She's going to be one of the co-founders. She's going to be on the website, and she's going to be as important, if not the most important person, when it comes to what we're putting together for you guys. So with that, folks, I know there's a lot of talking, a lot of thanking people, but I got a couple more people here. I want to say hi to Greg. Thank you so much for being here, Greg. I appreciate you so much, man. Really was enjoyed, getting to meet you in person. That's another thing as I'm going through this, folks. Are any of you guys coming to Bitcoin 2025 in Las Vegas? I mean, I know a handful of you have to be planning on coming to that, right? I hope that some of you are going to make it out to Bitcoin 2025. I know that Greg is coming back out. I'm excited. Told him I was going to take him out to a nice dinner, going to get some steak or something, and would love to see as many of you as possible. So if any of you are planning on coming out to Bitcoin 2025 and don't have your ticket yet, let me know, man. I've got a referral code. I'll shoot it into the description of this video. You guys can get 10% off on your tickets. And I promise you, if you come out to Bitcoin 2025, we're absolutely going to get an opportunity to not only shake hands and talk and meet in person, but we'll probably have, some kind of a little infinite crypto meetup with 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 of us, and have a nice dinner, break some bread, and get to know each other. So good to have you here. Zda, man, thank you so much for being here. Zda, appreciate you. And all that you do. I know that you've been getting on these streams super regularly. I appreciate you very much. Andrew, Mr. Taxman. Andrew, how you doing, buddy? Hope you are having a fantastic day. Off topic so far, but Deadwood says, anyone else stacking RWA projects? Yeah, I'm curious about that too, Deadwood, and want to know, like, you got any new ones on your radar? Or are you just kind of doing the ONDO and what are you stacking? Deadwood would love to know more about it, man. You know what, Deadwood? I am not too kind, man. One of the things that I try to do is I do try to build people up, but I think that there's something very superficial. And a lot of people, when they are trying to say something nice about somebody, they overdo it, they exaggerate, they basically are full of crap, and it's not meaningful. If somebody tells you, hey man, you are incredible, you are the most amazing person on the whole planet, that means nothing, because you don't believe it, and if they don't probably believe it. But if somebody says, hey Deadwood, you are one of the most incredible people on this planet, and this is why: you got an incredible heart, you're one of the hardest working people that I've ever met in my life. You take educating yourself in crypto extremely serious. So you're very intelligent, and you make very calculated decisions, and you are growing an incredible, strong portfolio. That's meaningful, because I didn't just blow smoke and tell you that you were amazing. I actually told you why I believed that you are amazing, and I do believe you are amazing. So I'm not being too kind, and I want each and every one of you guys to know that, man. When I'm telling you guys that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Like, I see your guys' value. I know that God put every single one of us on this earth to do something amazing, to do something special, to help other people have a better life. And that's one of the things that I love about all of you on this channel is, yeah, we're fighting hard for ourselves, but I know that most of the people on this channel, they're not fighting hard for themselves. In a sense, I mean, yeah, they're fighting hard for themselves, but they're fighting hard for the other people that they love. I know that Greg Nowak, after meeting him in Vegas this last week and going out to dinner with him, yeah, he's fighting hard, but he wants financial freedom for him and his beautiful wife, and for the family that they're looking to create, and for his parents, and for a lot of other people. It ain't just all about Greg. In fact, if it was just all about Greg, he probably wouldn't go through the ups and the downs and the pain of losing money and hanging in there and wondering if the crypto market was really ever going to do. The reason that Greg has the ability to suffer through the pain that we've been going through as cryptocurrency investors is because he's got a why that is much bigger than himself. It's the same thing with me, man. If I was just a single guy going through life and didn't care about anybody but me, I don't know that I would have been able to stick through and do the things that I've been doing for the last several years. When it comes down to it, you know, I've got an amazing wife that I just talked about. I've got amazing kids. I have a beautiful granddaughter that's closing in on 4 months, and I have all of you guys. Like, every time I've thought about burning this YouTube channel down to the ground and just going back to being me and an investor and forget about this real infinite crypto guy, man, I can't do it. And it's you guys. You guys are the reason why that I stick with this, because, man, I want to see you guys be successful. I want to see you guys make life-changing money in crypto. And so I'm willing to step on some landmines. I'm willing to go through these tough times and keep showing up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because I know that eventually the sunshine's going to come out. Summertime financially is going to hit for all of us, and I want to be around when it does. I don't want to be the guy that, you know, one of my favorite sayings in life, just a little one-sentence saying, is, you remember that guy who quit? Neither does anybody else. And I ain't going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the guy that nobody remembers because he quit. And I definitely am not going to quit on you guys. I'm telling you guys every single day, hey, you got to stick in there. You got to fight for your dreams. You got to keep pushing forward. Holy smokes, if all of a sudden I gave up on my dreams and I quit and the YouTube channel got taken down, what kind of an example would I be setting for all of you that I love so much? So anyways, let's get on to making some money. But I really love you guys and appreciate you very much. I just saw another comment. Let me see here. What did Andrew say here? Andrew says, yeah, Deadwood, RWA is going to be hot. Got some real gems like Bosun and props. My wife says, I appreciate and love you. Thank you, babe. And yeah, so Deadwood says he is investing in ONDO and Plume are my two main plays. Pink Link is another great one as well. Awesome, man. And what else do we got going on here? Anything else in the chat? Okay, so that's what I love about this. You know, Deadwood says, Andrew has me researching now. Thank you. So Andrew, you know, talked about boson and props. And so one of the cool things about the channel on Wednesdays is that we really get to go over some cool tokens. And it's not just my tokens, it's your guys' tokens, because the fact of the matter is, you guys come up with some of the best investments that we all get to participate in. There's no doubt about it that you guys come up with some of the most profitable, most successful tokens that the viewers of this channel have ever gotten to participate in. So on that note, I want to get back to Mr. Dave P. And let me share my screen here. Oops, got to add that to stage. There we go. So here we are on CoinGecko. Bitcoin hanging out here at around 85,000, where it seems to have wanted to be for a while, although it's up 10% for the last 7 days. But it's the last 24 hours have been pretty ho-hum. It hasn't done a whole lot. You know, we're all kind of hanging out here waiting for it to do its thing. You know, something else that's interesting, though, is Bitcoin is at 61% dominance. And the interesting thing about that is when Bitcoin, in my opinion, is still going to be the next big token to move and groove before we really get an altcoin cycle. And so when Bitcoin runs up back up to, you know, 100, 110, 125, 150,000, I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity for us, because what's going to happen is Bitcoin is going to go up to 65, maybe even 70% dominance at that point. I don't know historically what the highest Bitcoin dominance has ever been, especially like over the last, say, 5-6 years where there was a lot of altcoins. I mean, obviously back in 2012, Bitcoin was probably 95% or 99% dominant because it was the only token out there. But in the recent past, the last 5-6 years, I don't know the highest that Bitcoin has gotten as far as dominance goes, but I believe that it has been roughly probably somewhere in the ballpark of 70%. That's going to be my guess. I don't know if you guys are interested in knowing or not. I'm kind of interested in knowing. Let's see if we can figure out what the answer to that question is. What is the highest Bitcoin dominance? Sorry, guys, I'm a little slow here, but I'm holding 2 dogs in one hand and typing with the other. Highest Bitcoin dominance in the last 6 years, we'll say. And what does ChatGPT spit out for us here? What is the highest Bitcoin dominance? Over the last 6 years, the highest Bitcoin dominance during this period was approximately 71%, achieved in 2020. This peak followed a rebound from the 2018 altcoin market downturn, during which many altcoin cryptocurrencies lost significant value, leading investors to consolidate back into Bitcoin. So what does that mean, folks? I think that we're going to see that again. I think we're going to see Bitcoin get up into that 70%, maybe even 75% range. But what this doesn't talk about is in 2020, when it achieved that 71%, as we went into 2021, from about December of 2020 till May of 2021, altcoins had an absolute massive run up. And that is what, in my opinion, we are getting ready to see. Folks, Bitcoin is the new gold, digital gold of the world. You've got everybody that's important, that's in positions of power now, that are adding it on. You've got countries that are adding it to their balance sheets. We have the ability in the very near future to be adding Bitcoin to our 401ks and investment portfolios. You can already create like a Roth IRA through, iTrust Capital and other places where you can, basically use Bitcoin as an investment vehicle. And, you got Gary Cardone, Grant Cardone, that are saying that, Bitcoin is, the thing that you should be buying even more than gold and silver. And you got Michael Saylor talking about Bitcoin. Can you imagine if you just bought one Bitcoin? I know $85,000 is a lot of money, but can you imagine if you put $85,000 into one Bitcoin today, and you just came back in 5 or 10 years, you've probably got over $1 million in value. Can you imagine, folks, like where can you put $85,000 today that's going to be worth anywhere from, say, $1 million to $10 million in the next 10 years? Like, it's not really possible in most investment vehicles. Like, if you were to try to go buy $85,000 worth of a stock and hope that it turned into $1 million to $10 million just in 10 years, that would be crazy. Like, you realize that the average gain in the stock market is, say, maybe 12%. So you're going to double your money roughly every 6 to 7 years. So that would turn 85,000 into 160,000. And then if you made half of that again, that's another 80,000. That'd be like 240 grand. Like, so most people, if they had $85,000 in the stock market today, would be absolutely thrilled to have 200,000 or so in 10 years. In 10 years, I guarantee you, I can't guarantee anything, but it's almost a sure thing that Bitcoin is going to be worth over $1 million a token, in my opinion, in 10 years, and it could be worth significantly more than that. So what is my point? All of these other altcoins, it's just a matter of time. So to get back to my original question, can you make money? Can you create millions of dollars through investing in cryptocurrency still today? In my opinion, the answer is an absolute 100% resounding yes. And for those of us that are sticking with it, that are sticking to it, that are learning, educating ourselves, that are listening to the Deadwoods of the world and buying some ONDO, getting invested into some Plume, dollar cost averaging into our favorite projects right now, I believe that we will be very, very, very handsomely rewarded. I believe sometime in 2025, but I just know absolutely for sure that if you come back in 2030, there's going to be more adoption, massively more adoption in 2030 than there is today. There's going to be more companies that have billion-dollar valuations than there is today. There's going to be more companies that have hundreds of billions of dollars and maybe even trillions of dollars in valuations than there is today. And so the trick is to just figure out which ones those are going to be. You know, kind of like back in the dot-com bubble in the 1990s, if you picked a handful of the right stocks, you could turn a relatively small amount of money into millions of dollars, like Microsoft and Amazon and Apple and Dell Computer and Starbucks. I mean, you guys realize that a little coffee shop that opened up in Washington State back in, you know, the early 80s or late 80s, early 90s, that investing in that stock early would have made you hundreds and hundreds of X's in your portfolio over the next 10, 15 years. I mean, coffee, of all things. It's not like you had to be investing in rocket science. You could have invested in a little coffee shop called Starbucks when it went public and made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of X's in your portfolio. Well, cryptocurrency, in my opinion, is like that. So without any further ado, let's go look at the first token of the day. It is called Redstone, and it is brought to us by Mr. Dave P. So Redstone here is sitting at about 32 cents. It's got a current market cap of 92 million, fully diluted 329 million. So that means what? 3 times 9 is 27. So it's got roughly, roughly about 30% of its circulation is out, and we've got about a 70% of its circulation that's going to be coming out. It's got, you can see here, a total of 1 billion tokens, and about 280 of them are circulating. So it's got 28 in circulation, 72 still to, go out into circulating. So, one of the things that I always say when I see a token that's got a lot of circulating supply left to go out into the marketplace, is it's always a good idea to go look at their white paper and look at their vesting schedule and see what that looks like. Is that other 720 million tokens going to be hitting in the next month, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months? Is it vested out over a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? That is a thing that you want to have a rough idea. Let's say that, for instance, there's going to be massive token unlocks over the next 2, 3, 4 months, then I'm not saying that you wouldn't invest in the token at all, but you would want to have that on your mind, especially if the token is up significantly from, like the private sale price and that type of thing. Because I'm here to tell you, like, if you got into this token, say at, let's just say it was at a penny for the private sale, and now you get, $1,000 worth of it, and it's worth, 32 grand, you're going to go sell some tokens. So sometimes these private sale unlocks can definitely create some downward pressure, but knowing about that ahead of time, actually creates an opportunity. There's a lot of tokens where if you pay attention to the unlock schedule and can kind of, kind of reminds me of old Wayne Gretzky. Some of you younger people probably don't really know who Wayne Gretzky is, but he's one of the best hockey players in the history of hockey. I think he just recently went to number 2 all-time scorer in the history of hockey. I think somebody just surpassed him. But long story short, when he was asked in an interview one day how he was so successful at hockey, he said, I don't skate to where the puck is. I skate to where the puck is gonna be. And so that is such an amazing mindset and principle in all of life. If you skate to where cryptocurrency is, you're going to be behind because it's moving so quickly. And one of the reasons that cryptocurrency can be extremely easy to create wealth in, but on the flip side can be so hard to create wealth in, is the people that create a lot of wealth quickly in crypto are skating to where the puck is going to be. What does that mean? Well, it means they're buying tokens that nobody else is really talking about, but that they believe is the next narrative. They believe is the next big thing. So during the last bull market, DeFi was absolutely massive narrative. During this bull market, DeFi really hasn't caught any kind of fire. What tokens have done extremely well overall over the last 12 months? Well, AI tokens have still smashed it. Now, a lot of them have gone back down, but if you jumped on the AI bandwagon, last February or March or April, right as all of those tokens peaked, you did not make a lot of money. But somebody that was buying AI tokens back in October of 2023, November 2023, December 2023, made an absolute fortune in February, March, and April of 2024 in AI. I mean, we had AI tokens that absolutely just exploded. So that's part of what what I'm hoping that you guys learn here from these videos is the ability to start thinking 3 months or 6 months in advance and look at where the puck in crypto is going to be. And I think that's one of the reasons that Deadwood does very well. RWA tokens haven't by any means like literally lit on fire and blown away the world, but Deadwood understands that RWA is here to stay. The tokenization of real world assets is going to become worth trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in market cap over the next few decades. And just in the next handful of years, it's going to do massive, massive things. And he's positioning himself right now ahead of that curve. And now 3 months or 6 months from now, when it absolutely explodes and some of these tokens go up 25, 50, 100x, Deadwood's going to make a fortune. And for those of us that waited for the RWA market to catch fire, and we missed out because most of these tokens are already 10x'd, before they do another 10x, you realize that math is pretty important in this game. I want to share something with you. Deadwood gets into a token at $1. It goes up to 10x. It goes up to a $10 token, and you finally decide, oh my God, I don't want to miss this. I'm going to jump into it. So you jump into it at $10. It goes from $10 to $100. You're thrilled. You just made a 10x on your money, and you're very, very happy. But you invested 1,000 and Deadwood invested 1,000. And Deadwood didn't just double or triple how much you made. You turned your 1,000 into 10 grand. Deadwood turned his 1,000 into $100,000. And that is why somebody gets rich and you're hearing about them going out and living the lifestyle of their dreams versus you are happy because you turned your 1,000 into 10,000, but that didn't change your life. I mean, it gave you, it was wonderful. But the way that you get to these 25, 50, and 100 X's, folks, is you got to get in the game early. You got to get in like Deadwood did back when these things were getting smashed, and have the foresight to see where the crypto market is going to go. And you can't do that without educating yourself. If you're getting on here and listening to, one YouTube video a week, you're not working hard enough, guys. You got to be putting in the work and educating yourself. I don't know that Deadwood, I think Deadwood might have bought a token or two that I have recommended. There's probably some things that he's made a few dollars on, and and it's not like he's against my recommendations, but at the same time, he takes responsibility for his life and for his portfolio, and he goes out. He came to the channel with ONDO. He came to the channel with Plume. He came to the channel with Alien Base, and I got involved in Alien Base, and I made a 10x on my money in Alien Base thanks to Deadwood. He came to us with a token called Chain Swap. That thing's down 90%. I was looking at it the other day. I bought $100 worth of it. It's $12, but I'm not mad at Deadwood. I just think it's a great time. Right now, I can literally go double my Chain Swap allocation for $12. So I can literally double the number of Chain Swap tokens that I have for $12. So I had an X amount at $1,000 or at $100 investment. Now I can double that for $12. And I still believe that Chain Swap is an incredible investment. So am I mad at Deadwood for bringing it to me and my $100 is turned into $12? Absolutely not. That happens all the time in crypto. I'm kind of getting off on a tangent. I'm supposed to be talking about Redstone, man. But still, like, this stuff is so important. If you believed in Chain Swap at, however many tokens I got for $100, I believed in it then. Why in the world wouldn't I be excited to go double that amount of tokens, now? And that was a big part of my strategy. Like, I talk about that one of the most important things that I did in 2020, 2018, 19, and 20, I lost money the whole time. And I talk about how one of the only things I did right was I didn't sell. But one of the other things that I kind of forgot about in the heat of the moment when I've talked about that before is I also dollar cost averaged. So there was a token called Telcoin. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Dave, I promise you I'll get back to Redstone. But there was this little project here called Telcoin. And if we go over to its max chart here, you can see where this thing was sitting here, at 0006 back in March of 19. I want to say I bought it. I think it had popped up a little bit. I got it back here. So yeah, I got it back here. So yeah, I think I got into this thing here at around half a 005-ish. I think this chart, it's hard to see, but I got into it at about 005. And then if you can't really see it on here, but it's all-time low. We go out here to its all-time low. It went all the way down to, you can see here, 0.00006. So it was down right now, even it's down 92%. But right about here, when this thing was down at its absolute lowest, I realized that I could buy a bag of it for a fraction of what I had already invested into it. And so my dad and I both, back when my dad was alive, this was an investment. My dad and I both went and said, hey, we've only got, $1,000 put into this token, and we're down, like 95, 99%. We could literally go buy, we could double our bag right now for like $25 or $50, I think it was. And that's what we did. We went and doubled our bag. So we had $1,000 worth of it at a much higher price, like 90 to 99% higher price. We came in and just doubled our bag for like 25 or $50. And then you can see that this is what happened to the token in 2021. Look at this thing. It went from 0.008 all the way up to 8 cents. So let's just, or I don't know why that's only showing 3, but it shows 6 cents here. Let me do a little math for you guys on this. So let's say that we had $1,000. and we had it in there at the 0.005. That got us 200,000 tokens. So now in order to get another 200,000 tokens when it was way down here at 00, come on, mouse. This mouse drives me crazy. I swear to God. I don't know. I can't believe I haven't got a new mouse yet. I got to get a new mouse. Part of the reason I'm saying that is I know my wife is watching and she'll help me to make sure that I get a new mouse. This thing is worthless. But anyways, so if we go down here, let's say $25 divided by 0.00006. Is that right? 4 zeros? Yeah. 65. That'd be 384,000 tokens for a $25 bill. So I got $1,000 into it at 0.005. I put another $25 into it at its lowest price, or pretty close to its lowest price, and I got over 384,000. So now let's show you. So let's just round that off to 500,000 tokens. 500,000 tokens times. And let's say, I don't remember exactly what we ended up selling at, but let's just say that we screwed it up and we missed, oh my God. We missed the top by, let's say that we missed the top by 25%. So instead of selling it at 6.5 cents, 1.5 is about 25% of 6.5. It's a little bit more. Let's just say that we sold it at 5 cents. So we turned 500,000 times 0.05. That's $25,000. So we had $1,000 put into a token that was down 99%. We put $25 more into that token. And the only thing that we did right, once again, is we started buying this token way back here in 2018. The only thing that we did right is we held it, like, theoretically, just to give you guys a rough idea. So if we had 1,000, we said it was 200,000 tokens, right? So 200,000 tokens at our original price times 5 cents would have still turned our 1,000 into 10,000. But instead of turning 1,000 into 10,000, we turned 1,025 into 25,000. And so that's the other reason, folks, that it's so important to have long-term belief in the projects that you love and that you are putting your money into. You cannot let these projects dropping down by 90, 95, 99% bug you. Now, if Bitcoin dropped 99%, okay, then that would be scary. If Ethereum drops 99%, that would be scary. Chainlink drops all the way back to, a few cents, that would be scary. But when you start getting into some of these altcoins that are lower down, they're going to do some crazy drops. Another one right off the top of my head is AI Tech Solidus. This is a token. This is just, I'm trying to give you guys some alpha. I know you want tokens, but I'm telling you that the philosophy and what I am talking about right now is more valuable to you than just telling you about some tokens that I'm excited about, because this philosophy, this mindset that I want to, impart on you is what's really going to make you the money. There's going to be thousands of tokens that you can buy over the course of your lifetime that are going to give you money-making opportunities. So if you didn't watch this stream at all today, you're still going to have plenty of opportunity to make money in crypto. So the 2, 3, 4, 5 tokens that we talk about today, that's great, but that's not really the most important part of the show. This is the most important part of the show. I want to show you guys this. Let's go back to the all-time chart here. Is this okay? So here we are. I want to go back here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The people that were buying this in October of 2023 got it at, 1.6 cents. Somewhere in that ballpark. It was 1.6. It went down to 1.4, 1.3. Might even have dipped down even lower at some point in time. But you could have been buying this all the way from October all the way till November. And then even here in November, it went, stayed down all the way into January. It was only up at about 4 cents. So literally you had a 3-month window. If you would have been skating to where the puck was going to be instead of to where the puck was, you could have made an absolute fortune, a lot of money on this token. As you can see, it ran all the way up in March here to closing in on 50 cents. So from, from a 1.5 cent price, you could have 30x'd your money. But the trouble is most people, including me, didn't really start to get real excited about this token until right about here when it was sitting at 20 cents or so. And so then we buy in at 20, 25 cents. And yeah, we're excited that it's up to 45, but we think it's going to keep going up. So this is a token that I did a round trip on. This is a token that I bought in here I bought it here around 20, 25 cents instead of back here at 1.5 cents because I thought it was going to continue to do massive things. Then here I was, a couple months later, not very long at all. I thought I was a genius. My 25-cent token was now worth 45, but that wasn't even a 2x. It hadn't even doubled, so I wasn't ready to sell it. So what happened? Now it starts to come back down, and I'm like, well, now I'm just breaking even on it. I don't want to sell it. And then, here in April, it's back down to below what I paid for it. I don't want to sell it. And now you look right now, this thing is all the way back down to 1.9 cents. Now, does that mean it's a bad token to buy? No, not in my opinion. I believe when we get our altcoin season that this is a solid AI token. And this is a token that if I was willing to buy it at a quarter, this would be a great time. I'm almost talking to myself. I haven't DCA'd into this for a while. And I'm just like, I'm reminding myself right now, like, hey, Brad, you could go buy, $100 worth of this and have more than you had when you bought it at a quarter. I can over double my stack for a fairly small amount of money. And so that's one of the things that I'm going to do after this show is over. But you want to look for opportunities. I thought this was a great token. I bought into it here around 20, 25 cents. And now it's all the way down to 1.9 cents. That's a pretty incredible opportunity to dollar cost average. And once again, folks, if you got $1,000 into a token at 25 cents, you don't have to go put another $1,000 into it where it is now. Let's do this math one more time. 1,000 divided by 0.25 cents is 4,000 tokens. Right now, 4,000 times 2 cents is $80. So if you had $1,000 into Solidus AI at a quarter, you could go double your stack for $80. You don't got to go, 10 times your stack and buy another 800 of it. Just double your stack. What the cool thing is all of a sudden now you've got 8,000 tokens for $1,080. So let's do the math on that. Let's do, what did I just say? 800? 800 divided by 1,080. You take your dollar cost average. Oh, that I did something wrong there. Let me try this again. So 1,080 divided by 800. What the world is going on here? 1,080 divided by 800. Oh, for God's sakes. 800 divided by 1,080. I'm doing something wrong here. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out my dollar cost average. If I spend $1,080 and I have 800, it's 8,000. That's what I'm doing. I'm typing in 800 instead of 8,000. Okay. Sorry, guys. So you get your dollar cost. If you had $1,000 into this token at a quarter, and you just go put $80 more into it, you get your average cost all the way down to 13 cents. So, let's say that you wanted to do something a little bit more special on that. Let's say that you put $200 into this token at 2 cents. Oh, come on, dog. Yeah, I love you too. I do. I love you too. Yeah, so that'd be 10,000 tokens, and you got 4,000 tokens originally. So now you got $1,200 in there. So if you take $1,200 divided by $1,200, excuse me, 1,200. Oh, you guys make it hard on a guy to do stuff. Divided by 14,000. You're all the way down to 8.5 cent, dollar cost average. So you got 1,000 in at a quarter. You go put $200 in right now at 2 cents, and you've got your average cost all the way down to 8 8.5 cents. So anyways, man, there's some incredible opportunities right now. It's almost not really the token. It's just a matter of you picking the tokens that you have belief in and going and using these opportunities to dollar cost average. The people that are going to win the biggest in this market are the people that fought through the fear, the people that kept investing, even though this token has, dropped down 96% since its all-time high on May 13th of 2024. It's down 96%. And the average investor that hasn't educated themselves and that doesn't understand crypto, they basically think that it's dead, that it's going out of business, that you're just lighting money on fire by buying more of it. But I can tell you that Telcoin story where we bought another $25 worth and then we ended up making, 25x on our money. We turned 1,025 into 25 grand. That happened to me over and over and over in 2021 because I was buying tokens in 18 and 19. And then when the market really got crushed off in 19 and 20, I bought more tokens, even if it was just a little bit more money wise, but it increased my bag exponentially. And so that is one of the biggest, takeaways that you guys, I don't know if we've really gone over this in this kind of detail before. And that's why we do a show every single week, is because there's new stuff to learn. You'd never have learned everything that there is to learn. It's important to keep learning. And so hopefully you guys got some good information. This last half an hour of me ranting and raving and rambling on about this stuff is hopefully impactful for you. Let's get back to doing some tokens though, guys. I do want to share with you some of the tokens. So I do want to share this Redstone token with you. Dave P once again brought it in. Hey Dave, I'm sorry, man. I didn't want to disrupt the flow of the channel, but I did see that and I didn't acknowledge it right in the moment. But I did want to say thank you very, very much for the super chat, guys. And folks, man, anytime you throw that super chat at the channel, it is so extremely appreciated, man. It really shows that you guys appreciate me. And so thank you very much, Dave, for doing that. You don't have to throw a super chat. I'll look at your token whether you do or not. But it's extra special when somebody, throws a $5 bill at me like that, because it does really mean a lot to us here at the channel that you appreciate us enough, to tip us like that. So thank you very, very much, Dave. Super appreciated. And let's get the rest of the way back into this Redstone. So it looks like it is on the Ethereum network. If we go look at the markets, it can be bought everywhere. It's on HTX. The fact that you can buy it on Coinbase, I say this every time, but being on Coinbase adds some legitimacy to your project. Okay, you two, if you're going to be awake and playing, go play down on the ground. Being on Coinbase, in my opinion, adds some legitimacy to your project. Coinbase doesn't just accept every single token. It's also on Bybit, Bitinex, Binance, so that's a huge exchange to be on Binance. So you can buy this token almost everywhere. And I'm going to guess it's not showing here, but it wouldn't surprise me. I'm guessing you can probably buy it on Uniswap too. Wouldn't surprise me if you take the contract address of this and pop it into Uniswap. You can probably buy it on Uniswap too. Don't quote me on that. That's just a guess. So I like the fact that it's obviously an important enough token that people are excited enough about it for it to be on Binance, and excited enough for it to be on Coinbase. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at their oh wait, that's not what I wanted to click on. Is it? Let me see here. Website. Here we go. Redstone Finance. Its website. So Redstone, the modular blockchain oracle, available on 70 chains, trusted by 130 plus clients, supporting 1,250 plus assets. It looks like it right off the top. Build without blockers, build securely anything you want with no limitations. So it's more for builders, at least the utility of it is more for builders. You can see right here, build lending, perpetual restaking, or Bitcoin staking protocols effortlessly. Redstone supports all data consumption models, use a push and pull blockchain, Oracle, and beyond. So this is designed for developers, designed for builders, designed for people that want to create DeFi projects. But that doesn't mean that at retail, you know, that just because we're retail, we might not. Nope, there goes one of my lights. So that doesn't mean that it's not still valuable to have on the retail side of things. But sorry guys, that totally discombobulated me. What?
It's broke.
It's broke?
Yeah, the light needs.
Oh, wonderful. So the fell down and the light bulb broke.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of having animals. You know, there's a lot of good, and then there's some stuff that can be a little frustrating. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a light bulb. But let me regather my thoughts here real quick. And my point is I love the fact that this is an Oracle and that it's, you know, multi-chain. That is so important for some of these assets, like where it talks about here that it's live on 70 plus chains. That to me is a huge green flag. Like you can get it everywhere. I recognize almost all of these chains. So I really am excited by what I am seeing so far, Dave. Let me hide that. We go down the website just a little bit further. It talks about the security here. So, you know, it's got good security. Get data directly from on-chain liquidity aggregated with data from Redstone guards top quality data providers delivered by price feeds that set the standard for low latency, reliability, and data quality. It's obviously got some good integration already. It's got some market share here. If you want to go into a little bit deeper, we can't go into everything, but you know, the fact that Sandeep here, the Polygon co-founder, is, you know, at least part of the advisory. I don't know if he's, you know, an investor or if he's involved, if he's part of the official team, but he's obviously, you know, we've got also Stanny here that is an Aave and Lens founder. Avi Labs here is involved. So it's got some incredible people that are a part of it. Now you want back up? So yeah, everything that I see about this project right off the top of my head is all green flags, man. Excited to do a little bit more research on this and take a closer look at it. But if we go back to CoinGecko here, folks, you know, I like the fact that it's got some adoption. Adoption, that was the word I was looking for. It's got some adoption. It's got some people that are using it. It's already at a $92 million market cap, but that still is nothing. Like these tokens with a lot of utility are going to become worth multi-billion dollar market cap. So just because it's already at 100 million, if it goes to 10 billion, that's a 100x, you know? And so I really like what I see. I appreciate you bringing this to me. If we click on their Twitter here, I bet you they got a pretty nice following. Yeah, look at that, 274,000 followers, followed by Zero Land and 34 others that I follow. So that is fantastic that we are sitting on a token that, even though it's got $100 million market cap, looks like it could very, very well be pretty early for a token like this. And if we go back here to CoinGecko, I just want to go like, let's go pop out here to the top 10. So look at what we got here. If we just get down into, we go a little bit lower here, but you know, like Shiba Inu has a $7 billion market cap. Do you think Redstone has more value, more utility than a token like Shiba Inu? Very, very likely. And Shiba Inu, we're still like, if you look at this silly token, look how far down it is from its all-time high. So if it's got a $6 billion market cap right now, yeah, here it is. It's down 86%. So that means that at one point in time, it had more like a 50 or $60 billion market cap. And so that's why I say that $100 million market cap on Redstone is not as bad as it might. Well, I don't think that it's necessarily looks bad at all. But if any of you are like, hey, well, I thought we were looking at microcaps today, we want to know, what do you got going that's only, 150 or $1.5 million market cap. The other token that I wanted to share with you guys off of my hey, Pablo, thank you for being here. It looks like Dave P said that he can you can also pick it up. He got his on crypto.com. So one of the tokens that I wanted to share with you guys here real quick is called ShiftAI. So this is a very, very high risk token. It was actually brought to my attention through the product SOSANA, the token project SOSANA that I've been talking about over the last week. The person that nominated this token was actually the winner. So there was 13 tokens nominated on SOSANA last Sunday. We all voted. Anybody that owned $50 worth of SOSANA tokens was able to vote on those 13 tokens, and this ShiftAI won the vote. And everybody that owned $50 worth of SOSANA tokens that voted for ShiftAI ended up getting an airdrop of ShiftAI that was worth over $300. Now, part of the reason that this is up is because of that, because if we go out and look at, say, the 7-day chart, this massive spike right here was created because of the buy that went in. So the SOSANA team, once this was voted the winner, they went in and they bought $4,000 or so worth of ShiftAI. And when you've got a token that's at $110,000 market cap, that can do some special things. So this isn't a commercial for SOSANA, but one of the other things that you can do with SOSANA, if you're part of that ecosystem, is you can, on Sunday night, the voting starts at 4 p.m. every 2 weeks. So it won't be this Sunday, but in another week, week and a half, 10 days, the voting will open for the next set of projects that's been nominated. Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the winner is announced. If you know what the winner is, I didn't have time to do this. I thought about it and I didn't get it done. But literally, if I would have went in at 7 p.m. and bought some of this token, I could have been a part of this pump. And then, I would have been a little bit a part of this dump too. And this, when you see this, this is probably what happened, where people went in and bought the token as quickly as possible when they found out that it was the winner, knowing that the SOSANA devs were going to go buy $4,000 worth of this token. And they pretty much just buy it, from what I understand, in one transaction. And so on a smaller cap token like this, of course, that causes, the price to jump up. It went from 0.0001 all the way up to 0.0013. So it had about a 30% pump with that buy. So, man, if we would have been on top of it, I could have went and bought $1,000 worth of this token at 7 p.m. Monday, and then sold that $1,000 for $1,300 on Monday. But the reason I'm bringing this token up right now is because I was looking at it. It's a pump token, which gives me a little bit of a I shouldn't say bad taste in my mouth, but it just makes me a little bit more leery. I want to be very careful when it comes to investing in, pump fun tokens. Most of them are pump and dumps, but I was kind of curious when I came over here and started looking at this, and it talked about, they're building an advanced open source AI agent that connects directly to your Solana wallet redefining portfolio management and blockchain interactions. Experience effortless multi-chain trading, bridging, and asset tracking, all through an intuitive chat interface. It's on Solana, so the token is, pretty cheap. You can tell this, the website is, was thrown together. It's not a real expensive website, but once again, it's a high risk, high reward. But part of the reason that I'm willing to take on some of the risk is they ended up getting a couple hundred new investor eyeballs on them through this SOSANA platform. And I'm going to guess that this token might very well be nominated again, maybe even by the same person for the next voting round. But the other thing that I like is that the SOSANA team is reaching out to ShiftAI and telling them, hey, congratulations, you won the vote on our project, and we're going to airdrop out $4,000 worth of your tokens to the people that voted for you. And then they're asking them, hey, would you like to come on to, into our community hub and maybe do an AMA, maybe, be able to explain your project in more depth to our community. And so this SOSANA project is not just sitting back on its laurels. It's basically leveraging this voting mechanism and leveraging what they're doing to get these projects involved. So what could possibly happen is that ShiftAI is so excited that they won the vote. They see this big buy on their chart. Now they get into the SOSANA ecosystem and they start telling their community, hey, guys, go get $50 worth of SOSANA tokens and vote for us. In 10 days, we're going to be nominated again. Go vote for us again. And if we win again, you guys are going to get a nice airdrop of our ShiftAI tokens. And that's going to happen every 2 weeks with new projects. And so I think it creates a lot of synergy. It's just an incredible business model, in my opinion. And so I think that for all of those reasons, at $100,000 market cap, I'm willing to throw, $100 at something like this, expecting it to maybe turn into zero, and that's okay. But if this thing catches fire and it is an AI project and it starts to make moves, this thing can go from $110,000 market cap to $5 or $10 million market cap, almost overnight. I watched SOSANA do it. SOSANA launched on March 31st to below $100,000 market cap, and right now it's sitting at roughly $7.5 million circulating supply market cap, roughly a $15 million fully diluted market cap. So I know tokens like this can explode, and from 100,000 to 5 million is a 50x. And so you're investing 100, hoping to turn it into $5,000. You don't invest $100 trying to turn it into $200 on a risky project. If you want to turn 100 into 200, go buy ADA, go buy XRP, go buy Polkadot, go buy Atom, go buy like anything in the top 10 to 25 tokens if you're just looking to double your money. But if you're looking to 25, 50, 100x your money, and you want to go a little bit further down the rabbit hole, go throw $100 at a few tokens like this. And it's okay if some of them go to zero, because the ones that go to 25, 50, 100x are so massive to your portfolio that the ones that go to zero just don't matter. Good morning, Daniel. How you doing, brother? Hope you are having a fantastic day, Daniel. Thank you for being here. And let's go back to, I want to go to Deadwood's tokens here real quick. We're not going to do like a super massive analysis. I mean, we're already at almost an hour and 20 minutes here, but for those of you that have been hiding under a rock and you haven't heard of ONDO, I just want to pull it up here real quick. You can see here that it's at $2.6 billion market cap, but it also, in my opinion, and I know Deadwood would agree, it's got a long ways to go. It's down 61% from its all-time high. Just 4 months ago, this token was over $2. And I believe, I don't want to speak for Deadwood, he could probably put it into the chat, but I think that Deadwood is expecting this to be, a $5 or $10 token as the markets recover and we start ending up in a bullish, portion of this token in 2025. What is your price prediction, Deadwood? I'm guessing that it's somewhere in the $5 to $10 range. And so if you're looking for something that is a safer play that still has, 5, 10, 15, 20x in it, I think that ONDO is a great place for you to be looking at your, at adding some of this to your portfolio while it's down, 60% from its all-time high. The other token that he brought to us that he actually, the great thing about this token is he actually brought this token to us closer to this peak back here. If we look at the 3-month chart, he actually was talking about this token here back when it was, up here in this 20-cent range, 25-cent range. And right now it's down at 16 cents. So we actually have an opportunity. It hasn't retraced quite as far as some of the other tokens, but 34% is still a decent little chunk that this is retraced. And its market cap is only at $324 million. And so this is something that could be much more, this is the type of token where a 10, 20, 50, 100x is still on the table if this thing takes off and does RWA numbers during this bull market. So folks, I know that wasn't a whole lot of tokens, but do your own research, do your own due diligence, take a look at Plume, take a look at ONDO, take a look at Redstone, take a look at ShiftAI. And then, really quickly before we leave, I am going to pop this up here. And I just want to show you this one more time. I'm going to put the link to the SOSANA Telegram in the chat. I would love for you guys to do me a huge favor and hop into the Telegram chat for this SOSANA token. And the reason that I would like for you to do that, please, is it helps the channel. We're actually going to be doing an interview with Mark Ross, one of the co-founders of this project. We're going to have him on the channel here in just a couple of days. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. So that's the other reason that I wanted to share this. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., we're going to have Mark Ross, one of the co-founders of this project, on a live stream AMA. We're going to be giving away $100 worth of these SOSANA tokens. And it's probably going to go to 2 people instead of 4. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to commit to anything totally yet. Maybe you guys should have a little skin on the line. But if I give 4 people $25 worth of this token tomorrow, and then you go buy $25 worth of the token on your own, you would then have $50 in your wallet, and you would be able to go vote on the SOSANA token that wins the nomination this Sunday and have the potential to win, a nice airdrop. And the other thing that I'm thinking about doing is for all of you guys that are in my private group, that are in the Telegram channel, that are in the Discord, is I thought it might be kind of fun to do a 50-50 giveaway with you guys. And what I mean by that is if you guys go vote for the token that I'm going to nominate, and we can discuss that over the next few days and kind of maybe put together a campaign. But if we all agree as Infinite Crypto Cruisers to go vote on the same token, not only are you going to get an airdrop of that token. So like last week, my nomination was a token called NOSANA that I really like. I might nominate it again. Its all-time high, I want to say, is, I forget, $8, and right now it's at 65 cents. But if we collectively go in and get $50 worth of NOSANA tokens, and then we collectively all agree to vote for the same token, not only are we all going to get an airdrop of that token of $50, $100, $200, we don't know for sure how much that airdrop's going to be worth, But secondly, if you guys help me win the nomination, I get $500 worth of SOSANA tokens. And what I am willing to do is for those of you that are, participate and help by voting collectively, I'll take $250 worth of that $500 and figure out a creative way to help give it back to you guys that supported the channel. So not only do we have a very high likelihood of winning the airdrop if we're working together collectively, but we also, I'm going to throw $250 worth of giveaways and stuff back at you guys. So, right off the top of my head, something that I'm thinking I could do is I could go create an Infinite Crypto SOSANA Telegram group. And for those of you that are interested in participating in this, you guys go get into that Telegram group. We talk amongst ourselves inside that Telegram group. We agree on what token we are going to all go vote for. We go vote for it, and then we come back. And if we win the vote, you guys get the airdrop of the token that won, and we come back into that Telegram group, and the people that participated and joined that Telegram group also get to partake in $250 worth of the SOSANA token. So anybody in the chat that's still watching, that's still with us, does that sound like an interesting idea? Do me a favor, throw a 1 in the chat if that sounds like something you guys could get behind and support. Would anybody here that's listening be interested in going over to SOSANA, get into the Telegram group through this link that I just put in? Go join the SOSANA Telegram group, and then be looking for me to post the link to the Infinite Crypto SOSANA group. And what we'll do is we'll create a Telegram group for the Infinite Crypto SOSANA group. We'll get into that Telegram group. And if you're willing to go buy $50 worth of tokens and willing to work together as a team, I think that we can win several $100s worth of airdrops. And then we're going to be able to show the world like the power of this SOSANA token. We're going to make money on the SOSANA tokens too. And I think it could just be absolutely amazing. The other cool thing is by learning about the SOSANA ecosystem and getting involved in this and making some money and seeing some airdrops, I think that when it is time for my wife and I and my team to let the cat out of the bag for what we are going to be doing with our project, you're just going to be over the top, super, super excited for what we've got coming because of being involved with the SOSANA ecosystem and seeing what they're doing will cause you to absolutely love what I'm going to be putting out there. So yeah, man, it looks like we got some ones in the group. And, hopefully, yeah, Eric said he was in. And so, man, excited, guys, then. So I will get to work on that. For those of you that are in my Infinite Crypto Telegram group, fantastic. Be on the lookout for that to come, that link to the Infinite Crypto SOSANA group to hit. And then let me pop into the description here of this video real quick. And I want to show you guys something. If you're not in the Telegram group yet, all you got to do is go to just about any description, just about every single description right here. Infinite Crypto Official Telegram Group. Click this link right here, and it's going to take you to this page here. You click open in Telegram, and boom, just like that, you are in the Infinite Crypto Telegram Group. So get into this Infinite Crypto Telegram group through this link right here in the description of this video. Go join that Telegram group and maybe post a message in there real quick saying, I'm in on the SOSANA group or whatever. Mention that you saw this video today when you come into the Telegram channel, or if you're already in the Telegram channel, go ahead and say, something about today's live stream. I'll get the link to the group. And I think that we can get 10, 20 people. The ShiftAI won the popular vote last week with 11 votes. I bet you that if we work on this together, we can get 15, 20, 25 people that go in and vote for the token that I nominate. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And, we'll all make some money. So let's do that. I'm glad that we had a chance to talk. Once again, I'm going to go set up the live stream for this SOSANA founder AMA tomorrow. Those of you that are on that, if you win $25 worth of SOSANA, you know, you're only going to have to buy another 25 bucks worth. But for every one of you that wants to be a part of this, let me make it very, very clear. You're going to have to go buy $50 worth of these SOSANA tokens in order to participate. But you know, there's no guarantees, but A, I believe you're going to make money on that $50 in SOSANA. It's going to continue to go up. And B, I think that collectively, we could probably win this vote for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks before people start catching on and other people start doing that. But like, let's just say that other people catch on to what we're doing. And they're like, man, that Infinite Crypto group, they're working together. We ought to work together. The amount of synergy that that's going to create inside of the SOSANA ecosystem and the way that that's going to pump that token, you guys might very well turn this 50 bucks into 250 or 500 or even $1,000. You know, once again, there's no guarantees in life. You could buy $50 worth of this token and it could go, you know, down to zero. So don't buy the token with money that you can't afford to, you know, risk. But I think that the risk is very low, especially if we can put together a synergistic team voting system where we're all voting for the right token and winning that airdrop. So I'll shut up about that, but I think it's exciting. I think it'll be fantastic. And I will go get that group set up and get you guys an invite link into that group so that we can start working together collectively as a team. So with that, folks, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Be on the lookout for the live stream tomorrow morning, once again at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have the co-founder, my friend Mark Ross, on the channel talking about SOSANA.io. So if you want to know a little bit more about SOSANA and why I'm so excited about it, be there tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We're going to give away $100 worth of SOSANA tokens. So for the 4 winners, you guys will already be halfway to your 50. And with that, man, I think I'm excited. I don't know if you guys feel the energy, but I think that this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week were 3 of the best live streams that we've ever had here on the channel. And I just feel something bubbling up inside of me that I'm getting more excited about the future than I've ever been, knowing what is coming and believing that not only is the project that I'm launching going to be amazing for us all, but I believe it's also going to launch into some incredible bullish momentum. Like, I really believe the switch is going to flip here any day now. Sometime for sure in the next couple, 2 or 3 months, we're going to see a Bitcoin explosion and we're going to have an altcoin cycle. And for those of you guys that get in on my project when it launches and you get into it at a $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, $1 million market cap, I think you're going to have an opportunity to make absolutely life-changing money potentially. And then with everything else that we've got going, I just think that the financial future for all of us here on this channel is very, very bright. And I appreciate each and every one of you that have supported this channel from the very beginning, and you guys all deserve whatever good happens to you because you've been here through the thick and thin with this channel. So I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your Wednesday. I look forward to seeing all of you, every one of you, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the SOSANA AMA. With that, God bless. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye for now.